What's poppin', fam? It's your boy, Mr. Miyagi, and welcome back to the channel where we cover all pickleball related things. Today we are courtside crashing with a local DMV legend himself, Sam Morris. Certified 5.0 PPR player and coach, and the brains behind Link and Dink, a brand new platform that's matching new pickleball partners faster than Tinder. In today's lesson, Mr. Morris is going to be breaking down mechanics, mindset, and moneyball strategies that you can steal and implement in your game today. And one of you lucky Miyagi subscribers is walking away with a brand new $300 paddle. But before we get into that, let's give Mr. Morris his flowers. Mr. Morris is a Moco born and raised pickleball player that's been in the pickleball community for about 8 years. He's been one of the OG members showing up to Frank's Moneyball tournaments back in the day when Paul Olin and Ben Johns would compete. Today, he is currently running the 2 successful Dinkers location in North Bethesda and Rockville here in Maryland. And he has also just created a brand new pickleball experience called Link and Dink, which I think is a must-have for all brand new, current, and former pickleball players. Today, Sam is going to be opening up his playbook on how to turn weekend warriors into medal hunters. Mr. Morris, welcome to the channel. This platform is yours.
Thanks, Brandon. My name's Sam Morris. I'm the director of pickleball here at Dinkers Rockville and at North Bethesda. If you're ever in the area, come check us out. If you ever need a partner to play with, you're looking for a tournament or a group to play with, check out Link and Dink. It's our new app, both on Apple and Google. It's a way for you to connect with anybody at any level and find the right match.
As mentioned before, we're giving away this $300 brand new JOOLA paddle in 3 easy steps. All you have to do, step 1, find that subscribe button, backhand flick it. Step 2, find Link and Dinks on social media and give them a follow. And step 3, watch this whole video and listen for 1 keyword that you will have to put in the comment section below. We will be picking the winner on this date through 1 random commenter. So that's all you have to do. Enough of me yapping, let's hit the courts.
So we're gonna work on kitchen strategy. So we're gonna be up in the kitchen starting with a Crosscourt dink. We'll kind of go over some like slice and roll options, more focused on our placement and then our setup for the next shot, and then where we're attacking off that ball, whether it's middle or back into the body. So just a visual, like these are kind of the bounce spots that we want to hit. So neutral, reset kind of drops. These are your 2 spots. And then as you get the advantage, right, then you take these spots and you start pushing them back. So the thing I think about most when I'm doing this and warming up is just where's my flow taking me next? So if I hit my ball here and I want to be aggressive and go to that spot versus this spot, I'm going to be aggressively moving to the next one. Versus if I hit it there, I'm more like kind of just neutral. I don't want to be here because it's too easy to go behind. So anytime I'm pushing, I'm out wide, right, purposefully, then I'm closing middle and trying to get a ball earlier, right? That guy can either attack or roll back depending on how they're moving. Oh, got me reaching. And so like when we're doing this, like how are you deciding whether you're slicing through it or rolling the ball.
If I have time. If the
Time?
if I have enough time, then I'll roll it. If I'm defensive, out of reach, then I'm probably slicing it.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I would also say let's try to roll our balls aggressively here, okay? And just see kind of like how can we get the next ball out of the air and continue to roll.
Okay.
Oh.
That's not. Beautiful, just like a pro.
So one thing I'm noticing with your rolls is your paddle is very flat, right? If we can get a little wrist set forward and then do that same swing, you'll get better lift and shape on your ball without having to whip it up as much. So if you're like here and then you brush, right, keeping your paddle face more open versus what you're doing is you're kind of rolling over, right? So instead of this motion, it's this motion with rotation.
Do you feel like the paddle is finishing over your right shoulder sometimes?
Yeah,
As opposed
yeah.
to like a traditional left-hand swing?
Yeah, exactly. Same side, right? So it's like this motion that I'm doing, but then when I want more, I'm just rotating through, but it's always finishing this side versus over here.
And then I had a question. So how much power do you want to use for the shot? Because at the higher level, just like you did a couple points ago, if I rolled it very aggressive, opens it up and you ATP it. So like, do we want to aim somewhere aggressive in middle?
Correct. So I try to go for depth versus width,
Okay.
right? Width is used to move them out off the court, right? But it's not to hit a winner over that way. I want to hit my winner this way, right? So I'll roll until they're off the court enough that I get a ball out of the air and I can attack. But I'm rarely hitting like a super wide roll. I'm just rolling them off the court. And so if I can get a roll that, like, if they're in here and I can get a roll there, right, that's way better for me than just rolling something like all the way off the court. Oh my goodness.
Redo. Cut.
Off the court, right? Because that's ATP all day.
Yeah.
So it's just finding more depth, and that's why I set up these cones early, right? Like, these are kind of my go-to spots, but as soon as I can get deeper than those, that's what I want. But if you make the wrong choice, right? Like, if you're trying to go here and I'm already set, that's when you lose all the momentum, right? So it's pushing them out a little bit, rolling them a little deeper, and then you start pushing them off the line, right? And then you have more room to play with.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that was better. Yeah. Yeah, rotation. Yeah, nice and small like that one, and then a little rotation will give you more speed. It's super hard to roll it like in this short distance. It just doesn't get down quick enough.
So you think
Right?
more
Like I'll just get the ball before it rolls back down.
So do you think take a little bit power off because I'm trying to aggressively roll a little bit too hard?
Yeah. Right, it's still like a dink touch shot, just getting a little different bounce, a little different shape through the air. Sorry.
Good. Oh.
Nice.
That's a wrist.
Yeah, roll over. Nice. Yeah, it's footwork, right? Get that ball right in the right spot. Nice. Nice. It's a big arm. Nice, that's a good choice.
Yeah, off balance.
So what I'm noticing is even when you do push me out here, you're not in the middle. You're still kind of over there, right? So understanding as soon as the ball gets across me, right, it's really hard for me to pull it back. And so you want to be more aggressive. Still got to cut everything off, right? But you want to be getting balls here that you can do something with, right? Versus getting them here.
Makes sense. Do you want like a foot in that middle, or do you just want to be like almost like hovering?
It kind of depends how good your shot is, right? So if it's like way over here, you can be all across that line. If it's like here, maybe not on that line yet.
A little closer. Okay.
Nice, good push.
I feel like you're really good, and as soon as I do come over, that's when that open, and then I'm like, a little bit late coming back on that.
Right, so it's kind of like figuring, but you're there, right? Like, that's not a ball you should miss.
Yeah.
Like, you're there, you just lift it up short here, right? That's the right choice versus going back here, and then you're in it again. Yeah. And that's like a low percentage shot for me. I'm doing it, right? But it's not like a high percentage ball, like to pull this like across, like I'm playing with sideline. It's just like, you're trying to make it feel small. If I know every time you pull me out, I can do this, right, and be safe, it's too easy.
Would you say that should be like the go-to shot for every like 4-5 player to 5-0, is that when they get pulled out wide, to avoid like a Ernie or just not even look for the ATP, just kind of reset back in the middle somewhere?
Yeah, that's definitely a common mistake I see, is like, you see at the low level, right, like they get pulled out wide and immediately throw up a lob. Yeah, right?
All the time.
Well, 4-5s all get the ball here and they think they're amazing and are gonna roll it all the way across and it just gets cut off.
Yeah.
Right? And then they're out of position. Yep. So yeah, understand that anytime you're off, right, you're just a non-earnable reset and then you're back in.
Perfect.
Like that one, I think you should have rolled, right? You got plenty of time. Yeah. Why are you hitting it here? I'm already here.
Because I thought I just hit 2 cross-court. I didn't want to keep that pattern going. That's why I was like, ooh, maybe mix up because he thinks I'll just keep hammering. That's why I'm like, decision making is my worst problem.
No, I think it's less about what you hit and more about how they're reacting to it, right? So if every time you hit it out wide, I hit and I come back here, right? Keep hitting it, because then I'm working, right? It's low cost to you, and I'm going like this. Versus if I hit here, I'm chilling, yeah, why roll it back to me?
That makes sense. Make you work more.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice spot.
Yeah, gotta follow, follow, follow. Nice, great reset. Nice, good balls.
Makes sense.
Okay, let's start doing that though. Let's start speeding it up. Okay. Right, so we have the idea of pattern setup, and as soon as I get a ball in the middle that I feel like I can attack and you're not in there yet, I'm gonna speed it up. Okay. Stay open. Nope. Nope.
Little bit.
Gotta get it.
On the camera,
It's too easy.
Oh, wow. Too
Nice.
easy.
Nice, good ball.
Nice shot.
Nice. Nice. No, that's what we want. I'm all right.
Body back cart. Was not there.
Nice, good ball.
Wow, that's dirty. That's dirty. That's a tough shot. Nice spot. I got a weird question. What do you do for breathing? Is there any cues, like, not like while dinking, but like as these battles sometimes get really long in the kitchen, do you ever tell yourself, like, dink when you're pulled out wide, or breathe, or like, 'cause I think breathing is an underrated part of the game.
I also agree it's underrated. I don't know that I think about it during a point.
Okay.
I'll think about it between points for sure.
Taking deep breaths.
Like, yeah, I'll just, because it makes me release that pressure. But during the point, I don't think I do. Maybe exhale as I hit, right? Just like any exercise, right? The hard part, you're exhaling, right? And then breathe in as you get ready, right? So, and like, but I don't focus on it now.
You don't add no groans from the tennis background?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hear tennis grunts. I'm like, maybe, but not for me.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Ooh, that balls. So something I noticed though, like your prep and a lot of people prep is like here, versus really you want to be like inside, like overturned in, so that you have room to come through and hit the same spot. So really this is your contact point, and what you're doing is you're hitting either straight through, brushing up straight, or rolling over, versus what you want to do is you want to start inside, right, and then brush, and then you'll be hitting the part that you want. So a lot of good players are see a little side spin, because like in these small spaces, they're kind of like twisting around. Like Ben John does a really good job with his like backhand flick, right? He's here, but he's going around this way versus he's going straight through the ball.
That makes sense.
So like prep inside and then turn. Yeah. Nice. Woo-hoo.
Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah. And I think you're getting too big. It's that motion, but rotation will get you more power. If you just turn versus like you're going like this, if you just turn through it, that'll be plenty of pace.
Is your wrist locked out with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Nice.
Ah. That's where I gotta go middle.
I know what this ball is. Get rid of it. Oh, see, indecision. Indecision. Okay. Nice. Nice. Good close in the middle.
Stupid waiting.
Oh!
Unlucky, unlucky.
Oh!
Whoa, was there?
Too short. If only I was taller. Nope.
Oh, almost.
Nice. Nice. Woo!
Nice,
Sorry.
beat him. No.
Sorry.
No, that was good. That's around my armpit.
So like the two spots I'm looking, if I get a dead dink in here, are middle, and then like body.
Like a chicken wing somewhere. Nice spot, nice spot. So I should have been more, especially if the dead ball's in that middle, cross-court players should squeeze that middle, right?
Yeah.
Harder to speed up
Yeah,
outside.
exactly. Exactly.
Two.
Oh, good pickup. Woo, nice. Yeah, that's the ball.
That's a speed up
Because
right
I'm
there.
closing middle to
back.
cover this part I'm supposed to.
That's hard.
Two pass.
Oh, my bad. I knew that was coming, nice shot. Ah! Nice hands.
Nice.
Ah! Nice counter. See it coming, nice spot. That's it.
Woo, winner. Ball pickup time.
So where did this Link and Dink kind of idea come from?
So the idea came from like really like, I've been organizing pickleball for what, 4 or 5 years now. And it's always kind of the same issue, especially getting in, is where do I go to play, right? Because I show up at a court, public court, open play, people are like, I don't want to play with you, you're new, whatever. And like when I started playing, everybody was like, hey, come come play with us.
got
We'll teach you,
skills.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's more like a space for like, especially new people to come in and be like, hey, I'm new. This is kind of what I'm looking for. Be welcomed in by some group that's local. They coach them up, like teach them the kind of ropes of it. And then either you stay with that group and you keep playing because they're who you like playing with, or you kind of graduate and you're like, okay, cool, thanks for teaching me the ropes. Now I'm ready for like a 3-3-5 group, and you move on. And like, how do you move on? How do you find the next group? And in Link and Dink, it's right there, right? Like you just message the next group up and be like, hey, I'm ready for 3-3-5. I'd like to get in somebody's group. And then you have like a whole list of groups. Like, hey, Brandon runs a Friday night group for 4-0-4-5 people. You know, message him and be like, hey, can I join your group one time? Versus like, hey, join my WhatsApp group, and it's closed off, and like, there's no way to see all these other groups, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you discover anybody? Just word of mouth right now. And so it's more like, hey, I want a place where, as a new pickleball person, I can go and trust that I'm going to find all the information I need, get connected with people, and be able to start playing. And that's really like what we have so far. And we'll see where it goes.
That's awesome. I think it's a good time to mention now, drop in the comment section below the words Link and Dink is the secret word if you want to win that new free paddle.
Ready?
Mistake.
Here, let's start with, though, like I'm feeding you an easy ball, let's start with a roll.
Roll. Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Sheesh, nice hands. Why'd I do that?
Nice.
Do you want me to look to like roll everything as I transition up?
Sorry?
If I get like a dead one, you want me to keep rolling?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice spot.
Nice, great reset. Sorry. Nice, good resets. Ah! Trickster.
Oh, watch ball.
Nice, good reset.
Get it! Nice slice.
Nice, that was a good roll though.
That one still sliced it in the middle.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of spin on it.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you recommend? If someone's slicing a hard one, you get pulled out wide. You can't just kind of like, because the ball will bounce off. Do you recommend tighter grip?
Correct, so it's getting to the outside bottom half, right? Like it's almost like a block, right, versus a swing. It's like I'm just trying to meet it like this, basically, with my paddle open and facing that way to give it enough height to get it short middle.
Because I think we've all been there where someone hits a lot of spin and some people don't understand what it does to the paddle as far as like bouncing off and taking completely different bounce.
Best time for heavy spin is off the short hop.
Off the short hop?
Yeah, so footwork, recognizing, oh, that's a heavy spin, I want to get right off the short hop versus letting it bounce and trying to figure out where I'm going to hit it clean.
Okay. Ah, nice spot. Reset.
Nice, good roll. Oh, out.
Got lucky.
Nice, good ball.
Whew, stupid. I don't deserve that.
So that's something I've seen you do a couple times now, is you're here and then pushing forward like this. You're never getting under the ball.
For a block or for my top?
Yeah, for those blocks.
To get, like, right
so
here,
yeah, like receive it versus like trying to go out to it.
Just
and I think part of it is footwork, right? Because you're trying to get it like kind of off the short hop versus here. But it's like, if you can, instead of being here, you can be here, it's easier to see the ball come in. So as that ball's coming into me, instead of me blocking here, I'm gonna turn and try to receive it this way.
That makes sense. I think one of the main things, I don't know, you come from tennis, right?
Yeah, bad tennis.
A little bit. In tennis, you know, they teach you to hit that ball out in front in contact.
Yeah.
Which I was doing a lot. And then you get into dinking, they're like, no, let the ball get right in the middle.
Exactly.
But now finding out there are certain spots where you do want to close back up. So I think that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so like contact point out in front remains the same as you're driving, but then as you're receiving, resetting, right, you want it closer.
Okay.
Right. Nice.
I wanted that.
Ooh, nice, nice.
Reset. Oh, see. Nice hands. First miss.
More open.
Two. The height. Nice.
Nice.
Too much motion. Yeah. Hands.
So what balls are you looking to attack as you come in?
As I come in, usually like belly button above, slow. I don't know if that's good. I should probably make maybe chest, but I do feel like I got enough topspin where I could flick it from like the belly button. Is that, what do you think?
Okay.
Good, bad?
As you're coming in from over there and you're hitting over here, are you looking forehand or backhand?
Middle attack, if I can.
For you, are you receiving a forehand or a backhand
Oh, when I'm coming in?
as you're coming in?
What am I receiving most?
What are you anticipating receiving?
Forehand, right? Crosscourt? Or no?
What part of the cover? Okay, what part of the court do you need to cover, right?
The right side, right? Because if they got forehand in the middle and then they'll take middle for drops and I'm kind of out wide.
You're dropping across, diagonal, okay? You have middle. So it's middle for you as you're coming in, backhand or forehand?
Because he's got the down the line. So
yeah,
backhand,
correct.
down the middle.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
That is what you should be sitting.
Yeah.
And anything that goes over here, reset, fine. Unless it's like a clear like sitter, but like you're resetting over here and you're sitting counter and attack here. So as you come in, you should be closing in towards the ball, right? Not straight ahead, closing in towards the ball and looking for a backhand out of the middle that you can really poke here. For this drill, it's kind of here, but in general, you attack in front, right? So be more aggressive closing in, sitting backhand, and see if you can't cover most of this with your backhand, and forehand will just kind of be a reset.
Okay, I can do that. Ugly.
Yeah, because you got to shut that down. Don't let me come through the middle.
Preference, would you rather see two hand or one hand? What do you think's working better right now for me?
I like two hands just because I feel like I'm more stable, but it limits your reach. Nice, nice. It's okay, yeah.
Knew it was coming.
Nice, that's a good one.
The difference was, like, I'm trying to get too much of that rain bar. Instead, I need like a little bit more of whatever this direction is.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
Whoa.
Footwork. Yeah.
I know, what is that? What is that?
Yeah, receive, receive. Like over here, backhand. Receive.
I turn it every time, yeah. Wait,
like that turn, that's what you should be doing whenever you have the time.
I don't know where this open stance come from.
Let's pause for a second. So that's something I keep seeing, right? Is like you get into it and then you're swinging like this when you have time to get your shoulders turned.
More core and shoulders.
Yeah, so when you're going this way, right, and you're sitting backhand, that right shoulder should be pointing to me versus like you're too many times you're square, right, and you're just swinging arm. So let's get into it. Let's do 2 dinks and just speed it up and just work on, like, basically I'm sitting here like this, right? I'm just reloading back to here every time versus hitting and then being kind of square.
How much is too much swinging? Because I know they say in volleys keep it short and compact. So what's
So like this is counter versus like this. What you're doing is more like a block, right? So every time I'm ready, like if we get into it and I speed it up here, I'm immediately turning like this. Like I'm not even waiting because I know, like, even if you hit it kind of here, I'll turn and punch out this way, but anything in here, like that's all hitting zone. So it's like 1, 2, and then speed up. Oops, sorry. All right, and then reload. So I'll close that after I speed it up. So the next one's coming back, right back to you.
I think the reload part is something I struggle with the most. I have a tendency of like overswinging
Yeah.
and just hanging out there too much.
Uh-huh. So let's speed up.
And when you're doing the backhand, is it like more, I've recently played around with swiping more down to up, because I've been noticing I hit a lot of backhand straight in the net, and because I'm like just coming across, as opposed to I see some pros have like a, you know.
Yeah, so I still think it's a little low to high. It's kind of like this motion as you're rotating through. So it's not much wrist, it's just this, right? And I gotta start below the ball. Like most people's problem is they start even right behind the ball and then they got nowhere to go but swing down or close their face.
That's my main problem.
Right, or they chop, right? And that's no good either. So it's more like low to high, right? So just like everything else, you're kind of finishing from here to here, right? And it's just like rotation. It's like almost no arm. Oh my God.
Nice.
Nice.
I feel the retracting or getting myself back in position. Down.
Nice. Nice. Even that, I can see your feet are like here, right? If you know it's coming, open up. So like instead of me closing like this, where it's hard to twist, right? I'll close here, right? And then I'm more open, and then I can hit the whole, like this whole area. Versus if I'm like this, I can only hit balls like this.
Do you notice that maybe I'm not paddle tracking enough? Maybe I'm caught here, and then I try to open it. If I was, like, if that ball
Yeah,
goes
but
in
like
the
you
corner,
just did it with your feet because you had to do it, right?
because I'm tracking it, right?
Yeah,
If I
exactly.
wasn't, or if I'm just kind of there, the ball's there, and then I try to. Because the other thing that's in my head is like, don't move your feet that much in the kitchen, because I have a tendency of moving around too much. But then I'm trying to. Like,
I disagree with that. I think there are times where you want to move around, right? Like your position on the court determines where I'm going to hit. Don't sit there and let me pick out where I'm going to hit, right? Like we talked about, like where I am. Like if I'm constantly speeding up middle, freaking step here and be like, do something else, right? So you get to dictate where they're going to hit, right? Don't let them do what they're good at, right? And if you're not good at this, take it away. Make them hit to your forehand. Make them beat you over there.
Okay.
So I disagree, like don't move your feet. I think move your feet with more of a purpose, right? You know, right now we're working on this, so you should be open here, right? And then you'll have more space and time, like off this line, versus if you close right here and just stick, like then you're got no balance. You can't move your feet because then you're in here. Versus here, I can move around as much as I want, right? And I'll have a little more time and space.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, get
That's
that paddle.
still straight?
Yeah, but
That's
your
still
paddle
straight.
tip's up here. You're here,
yeah.
right? Gotta be here.
Hello.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
I gotta get lower. I hate missing those.
Choose what you're gonna hit next. Oh. Ah! Sorry.
Here. What is that wrist?
Yeah, but you're still like, you hit, and then you're like this, versus hit, and then get turned again.
Oh, you want me to, okay.
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to stop back in that ready position, but you want it just to constant.
Yeah, so like, that's good if you're straight up, but this way, you know what's coming next.
Yeah.
It's backhand.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I guess if your momentum is taking you so far that way, right? Like you go like this, your next one will be here. Then you'd be more like this turned for the next one versus trying to get all the way back here. So like I hit, I don't go back here, I hit, and I just flow. So it's kind of flowing back and forth between these two.
I like that.
Bye. Nice.
Out of position.
Ball pickup time.
All right, we just got done with one full lesson with Sam Morris. That was awesome. What'd you think?
Thanks, Brandon. You did amazing. We worked on a lot of stuff. I hope you got better.
Some of the key takeaways for me personally is that backhand volley, getting underneath that ball and really swiping up on it. I can roll footage of me just dumping backhands into the net. So that was one key thing that stuck out. And I think strategical patterns. I think players hear that a lot, but really don't understand how to apply it in like a drill setting. Understanding that if you're coming in cross court and you're speeding or you're dropping to cross court to cover that middle and let balls go out, I think really hammering that in will take you from a 4-5 to potentially 5-0 player.
I agree. I think 4-5s have great skills, and then 5-0 is all about consistency, strategy, having consistent patterns in your game that you are good at and that you execute well. And so like today we worked on that forehand right to right kind of pattern. Every time that we roll it across to get people off the court and out wide, right, we're closing towards the middle and trying to get a ball out of the air and early to initiate that speed up. So we worked on those dinking patterns, rolling with the ball, finishing on the same side of your body, right, to get that top spin and kick them out wide, and then hitting that middle inside foot. And then we talked about depth, right, versus just getting wider. We can get more depth as we push them around the court, which will open up more angles for us.
Awesome. What do you think some good drills for people who want to practice what we just did at home?
I think kind of like we did before, putting out some targets, some visuals for yourself is really important because as you play, right, obviously you want to visualize your shots before you hit them. So having those kind of cones in your head as you play will give you more specific targets. And then it will give you an idea of what kind of patterns work. Move the cones around, see where you can move them to make it hard for your opponent and make them work.
Awesome. And what if you're new to the area, or what if you don't have that many friends, or what if you're kind of looking for like an organization or a group to join to do these kind of drills we just talked about?
Oh, Brandon, I'm so glad you asked. Link and Dink is the answer to the pickleball community. Anytime that you need a partner, somebody to play with, tournament partner, looking for a group, join Link and Dink. Find anybody near you at your level, join today.
Awesome. If people want to take lessons with you because they just watch this and like, man, I got to get on the court to Sam, how do they do that? How do they find you?
Hey, I am on Link and Dink under Find Your Coaches. I'm also at sammorris.pb.
Awesome. And you work at both Dill Dinkers locations?
Yeah, I manage both Rockville and North Bethesda Dill Dinkers.
If you're looking for some pickleball merch, Mr. Miyagi's tees and other merchandise is available in beta form on the website. Go ahead, go to the website, try to break it down. Not telling you buy something. If you see something you like, go ahead and support it. The more money we get supporting there, the more giveaways we can do and the more lessons we can do with our pro. Explosion outro fist bump.